Pakistan Jubilee was a current image of Freeman's Road, Hill, Benfield, and Buckland, Gone, the Student Bonds and Ambrose, Cheddar, Crescent Avenue, Gilson, Nickel, Eastbrook, Brambley, St. Nicholas, and Mother, St. Peters, Trafalgar Church, Victoria and May Road, Church Street, Gardens, Beacon Street Road, Southern Avenue, Links Road and Close, Gardens Close, Denmark, Simister and Gordon Road and Close, Franklin, Edmonton, Andrews Road, and Norway, Albany, and North Street, and Middle Street, Chapel Place, West Owen, George, Camden, and East Street, and Clarendon Place, and Seaford Station, Brown Road, and Colton Terrace, St. Leonard's Road and Avenue, Abbey Road, St. Leonard's Gardens, and Kennedy Mills and Derrick Avenue, Kenton and Glastonbury, Brittany, Broman and Saxon Road, Marine Avenue, Tennis, Norman Tennis, Glendale, both based around north and south, Wishwood, Welbeck and Berrydale Avenue, Brimmer Road, Langdon Gardens Road, and Collar, Wissingham Road, Second Garden, Westborough, Villison Place, and Princess Crescent Square Avenue, Amber Road, Wellington Road, Kingsway, Howe Street, and South and Sackville, Newchurch, Portland, Old Trump Road, Worcester, Wells, Chester, Bedleven, Portland, Village, Orton, Close, Morning, Crescent, Rotherham, Chester Road, and Close, St. Mansfield, Woodhouse Road, and Portland, Coleman, Parkinson, Hallis Avenue, and Amesbury Crescent, Haworth, and Sister, from Medina, Lewiston, Richardson Road, and St. Phillips and Lyons Mews, Rotherham, Westbourne Gardens and Street, and Pembroke Crescent Avenue Gardens, and Pembroke Crescent Avenue Gardens, and Olive Road, Ingham Crescent, Weston, East, and Bowser, Grange School, Kenterdale, Milton, Momness Court, Maidstone, Stoneham, Upon Hills, Kendall Ruskin on Penn Avenue, Tamar Shelley, Rutton, and Mortimer Road, and Arthur, Molesworth, and Suffolk College, Byron, Montgomery, Wordsworth, and Cowboy Street, and St. Patrick's Road, and Windsor Views, and Sheridan Terrace, and Shakespeare Street. Lettuce directly margarine, Halliburton Road, Florence Avenue, Isabrook, and Amherst Crescent, Milton, London, Woodenden Avenue, and St. Joseph's Crescent, Leighton, Fraserburgh, and St. Princess Road, and Valence Gardens and Road, and Ambergreaves and St. Albans and South, and Seaford Road, and Osborne, Medina, Albany, Villas, Hilford, Medina Places, Sussex Road, Medina Terrace, and King's Esplanade, 4th, Grand 2nd of First Avenue, and Albany, King's Music, Kings and Queen Gardens, and the Drive, and Booker Place Street, the Starling Place, and Connaught Terrace Road and Mars Walk, and Belfast, Melbourne, and Hennington Street, and Close, and George Silverno and Havervillas, and Tisbury North Road, and Close, and Ethel Ellen Street, and Conway Street of Place, and Funter Road, and Clarendon, and Livingston, and Goldson Road, and Shirley and Goldson Street, and Clarendon, and Eton, Goldson and Cambridge Villas and Station Approach, Denmark Mews, and Eton Gardens and Cromwell and Davidor, Blatchington, Eton and Lansdowne Road, and Eton Cambridge Grove, Oxford Cambridge Mews, and Newtown Road, Goldson and Manor Contington, Hofbach Villas and Champions Road, Burberry Gardens and Avenue and Crescent and Villas, and Big Mid Avenue, Burton Villas, and the Aperture of a Case is Close, and Victoria Road and Queens and St. John's, Victoria Grove and Queens and St. John's Place and Road and Adelaide Crescent and Palmer Square, and Hunter Road and Mews, and Alice Street and Close, and Lansdowne Place and Street and Square, and Brunswick Mews and Street, and West and East, and Terrace and Square and Place, and Donkey Mews, Upper Market Street, Waterloo, Western Street, Little Western Street, Ivy Chapel Mews and Golden Lane, and Norfolk Street and Buildings and Square, and Cross Street and Sibbert Mews, and Norfolk Square and Place, Verbury Road and Grove, and 7 and Susbury Road and Palmer Avenue, Crown Cross and Rochester Gardens, and from Rochester, Springcross, Homelands and Mews, Cambridge, Brunswick, York and Norfolk Road and Borough, Temple Street, London Road, Salmon and Susbury Place, Summerland Avenue, Lions Close and Chatsworth Square, and Lillis Avenue, Fossil and Dean, and Norfolk Terrace, and York Avenue, Norfolk Terrace, and Temple Gardens and Windlesham Avenue, Gardens Road, and Silverdale Avenue and Road, and Funderg and Avondale, Sisbury, Shankton, Wisdom, Cayman, Lindsay, and Hyder, Montefiore, Addison, Comberg, and Melbourne, Austin, and Julian Road, and Montpelier Road, and Denmark and Vernon Terrace, Chatham Place, New England Road, and Orient, Cavendish, Civil Place, Substitute Road Terrace, Western Terrace, Little Prest, and Western Terrace and Little Preston, Saucy Castle Street, Regents Mews and Square, and Queensborough Mews, and Clarence and Russell Square, and St. Margaret's and Cannon Place, and Russell Road Place, and Regents Road, and Cromwell Street, and Chester Square, and the Upper North Street, and Hampton Place Street, and Spring Ring, Crown, Marlborough Street, and Mews, and Regent Hill and Row, and Montpelier Place, and Tabberson Villas and Street, and Victoria Road, Swin Place, and Clifton, Tabberson Place, and Hill and Road, and St. Mike's Place, Paris Road and Square, and Grove and Villas, and Montpelier Crescent and Dyke Road, and Belmont and Russell Crescent, and Prestonville, York Villas and Grove and Howard Jefferson Place and Broad Street, Compton Avenue, Buckingham Place and Road, Worcester Street and Place and Road, and Albert Efford, Leopard Road, Alexander Villas, and Terminus Road and Place, and Redwood Terminus, and Clifton, Buckingham, Guildford, and Surrey Street, and Guildford and Abergloucester Road, and Snickers Road, Centurion Road, and Dorset Street, and North Gardens, and Coast Street, and Junction Road, Queens, and North Street, Quadrant, and Queens Road, and West Street, and Queen Square, and Ave Street, and Zongans, and Mount St. Place, and Church Street, Argyle, and Keppel Road, and New England Cross and Boston Street, and York Hill and N Street, and Mayflower Square, and Belmont and St. Peter Street, and Cheapside and Fleet Street, and Sinclair French Road, Kingswood Way, and Stradlin and Bilton Way, and Trafalgar Arches and Place, and Station Black and White, and Redcross Street, and Pound Street, and Trafalgar Close, and Trafalgar Gloucester and North Road, and Church and North Street, Trafalgar Towers, and Frederick Gardens, and Frederick Place, Overstreet, Campsite, Trafalgar, and Kensington Place, Titus Estate, and Pound Square, St. George's and Music, Gloucester Street, and Frederick Street, Flanders Street, Queen's Gardens, Amber Gardens Street, Kensington Gardens and Street, and Robert and White Street, Cheltenham, Blenheim, Marlborough Place, the Spring Gardens, Bristol, Titchmarsh Street, Irish Road, Gardens Street, Regency, Richard Tivoli Street, and North Barrack Yards, and Winterport, the St. King Place Street, and Ducey, Bond Street, Newburgh, Princess Palace Place, Pavilions and Buildings in Castle Square, and Duke Boyce's South and Middle, and Ship and Prince Albert and Black Lion Street, and Bartholomew Mews, and Little East, and East Street, and Brills Lane, and Pooh Valley, and Old Steen and Grand Junction Road, Pavilion and Grand Parade, and Marlborough Gloucester, St. George's St. York Place, and London Viaduct, Ditchling, and Lewis and Upper Lewis Road, and Rose Hill Terrace and Close, and London Terrace and Kingsbury Road and Street, and Baker and Francis Street, Montreal, the Open Market, Oxford Street and Close, and Brunswick Road, and Oxford Queen's Street Place, Dishing Rise, Shaftesbury Place, Beverly Shaftesbury, Clyde Stanley, Lorna Road, and Jersey Road, Winchester Street, and Orchard Walk, Union Road, Rose Hill, Park Crescent, and Road, and Terrace and Place, and Trinity View, Newport, and St. Martin Street, and Inwards Avenue, Edinburgh, Calder, and St. Mary Magdalene's Paul Street, and Bromley Road, Canterbury, Joe Front, Princess Crescent, and Road Crescent Road, Crowson Road Street, and Crescent, Wakefield, Ashdown, Wakefield, Richmond, Ashdown, Mayo Road, 10 Down Road, and Algrove, and Hartington Mason House, Capsule Road, and the Totterburn, Breeding Wilbraham Road, and Bonnet Place, and Welldown, and Franklin, the Montfort Road, and Actons, and Mendon, Walton, Several Coronation, Picton, and Franklin Street, and Hastings, Privacy, Sands Road, and Farrell, and Smart's Place, and New Margaret Road, and Towers, and Leicester Place, and Melbourne Street, and Shanklin Road, and Bembridge, and Weffingham Street, and Hartington Place, and Towers, and Steen, Manchester, Charles, Broad Street, and Madeira Place, Kempford, Wentworth Street, and Euston, Mews, and Rock Place, Upper Rock Gardens, Lower Rock Gardens, Atchworth, Gutford, Winter, Charles, Supermarine Gardens, and Bedford, and Bedford, St. James's, and Upper St. James's Street, Marine Towers, Mews, and Royal Crescent, and Mews, and Ballington Street, Crescent, and Bluesbury Place, and Murray Square, and Portland, Mews, and Place, and Seymour Student Square, and Paston Place, and Eastern Terracing Place, and Baggrove Street, and Belgrove and Eden Place, the Apostle Callan, Chichester Terrace, Cheston Road, Sweden Place, and Chichester Place, and Mary's Square, St. Mark's Street, Sussex Mews, Compton Place, and Rockgrove Street, and Lewis Crescent, Sussex Square, and Aaron Terrace Place, and Eastern Place, and Amnon Road, and Street in the Coast, and Mandarin Road, and Edward Street, and Eastern Road, and Marine Parade, and Madeira 12, and Duke's Mount, and William John Street, Grand Parade, Mews, and Kingswood Street, and Carlton Hill, and Wall Sussex Street, and Second Street, and Nelson Road, Ivory, and Sussex Place, and Albion's Richard Parade, and Albion Street, and Ashton Rise, and Grove Hill, and White Blaker Grove in the Street, and Thames Coast, and Mount Pleasant, Mount Place, Leicester, Tilson Park Street, and South End Mews, Freshfield, and Sutherland Road, and Freshfield Way, and Stephenson Road, and Walpole Road, and Towers, and Beverly Gardens, and Upper Abbey, Water Killed, on the Torn and Bursted Road, and Matehurst, Sinford, Tartan, and Chetbank Close, and Brisket, and Brown Way, and Mercy, Calford Road, and Tilbury, and St. John's Place, and Lennox Street, and Marine View, Parkwood Terrace, and Upper Park Place, Queensrock Road, and Park Hill, and Freshfield Place in South Avenue, West North, East Drive, and Towergate, G Drive, Barford Gardens, and Berry Road, Queens of Rose, and Tabison, Luxor, and Tabison, Freshfield Street, and downtown St. Pancras Avenue, Frog Line, Plumpton, Hallen, Clayton Road, and the Causeway Monument View, and Queensway and Craven Road, until it gets south of the Headland Parliament Close, and Roger Buchanan, and Canning Rochester, Butenda, Livingston, Canning Street, and College Terrace, and Evelyn Dawson Terrace, and Cattle Road will all be closed, and Elmer and Towner Road, and Richmond, and Stanley Street, and Winton Street, and Terrace, and Tilbury Way, and Albion Hill, South Hour Place, and South Hour Street, and Mews, and Islingwood Road, and Motor St. Temple Terrace, Phoenix Place, and Rising New Haven, and Bagger Place, and Bagger Street, New York Place, Chelsea Grove, Fallen, Scotland, Quebec Street, Montreal Road, and Toronto Terrace, and Hanover Crescent, and Music Street, and Terrace Common, Washington, Jackson, and Jackson, Lincoln, and Grand York, Islington, Southampton Street, and Finsbury Road, and Milton Tower, Hampton, Compton Road, and Luther Street, and Beaufort Towers, Whitchurch, Estima Place, and Cromwell Linton on the Carlin Street, and Bentham Road, and Clifford Porch, Clifford, and the Cliff, and Rodney Crescent, and Parth, and Vale, and Heights, and Tabberson Place, and the Marina Way, the Waterfront, the Strand, West and East, and Cocos, West East Jetty, and West Quay, and drove Warren down at Cherry Hill and Houghton Road, and Warren down and Hilton Close, and Seaview Road, Roseberry Avenue, Baywood Gardens, and Midway Road, and Downsway, and Warren Avenue, Farm Hill, and Vernon Avenue, McWilliam, Ivan, Helen Road, Downsway, and Parish Lane. Henry Marlowe, Reading Peel Road, and Wilson Avenue, Whitehook Road and Way, and Aberdeen Manor Green Gardens and Paddock, and Regent's Close, Princess Terrace, Bristol Street, Brandon Road, and Bournemouth, and Rugby Place, and Manor Hill, and Crescent and Close, and Way, and Place, and Hereford Plate, and Etsy Frimwell, Hamsey, Chili, Reedwalk, and Berkeley, Iron Barlow Close, and Winter Crescent and Close, and Upper and Lower Charlington Place, and Howling Close, and School Rise, and Fender Road, and Medway, and Water's Rise, and Allenway, Tysus Rise, and Daniel Road, and Nazis Place, and Close, and Pennis Place, and Campbell Close, and Meston Place, Fletching Close, Piltdown, and Whiston Road, and South and North and Way, and Crossroads, Cook Street, and Coolham Drive, and Exceed by with Downers from Horsens, and Catherine's Close, and Netford Holiday Place, Hayman Road, and Close, and Limney Road, and Swanborough Place, and Drive, and Vines of Cecil Way, and Aldrich Close, and Alban, and Lodsworth, Twynham, and Stevensborough, Something, Cogan, Outfield Place, and Pratt, and Efforts, and Close, Descent, and Saddle Way, and Warren Way, Bolton Road, Santos Avenue, Langer Crescent, Stratford Close, and Seabury Way, the Rig Way, Crescent Drive, North and South, and Downs Valley Road, and the Milliard Crescent, and Brycoff Road, and Briar Close, and Pit Gardens, and the Brown Farmer Gardens, and Rigway View, Bush Crescent, Treetops, and Newell's Close, and Spears Walk, and Rudder Road, and Close, and Catherine Vale, Kipling Avenue, Local Crescent Villas, and Local Close, and Nolan Bateman's Roads, and Cavern Garden, Hotel, Deborah, Contra, Rigway Gardens, Chunkin Rise, Dean Sycamore, Willow Close, Lutton, Shamington Road, Netherfree Green, and Hayward Close, and Haverstown Road, Baxter Road, and Cowley Drive, and Tully Lodge, Huntston for Littleworth, and Vanham Close, and Down View, and Foxtown Road, and Shipley Road, Green Lane, Stessa Crescent, and Ravenstone Drive, and Donington Road, and Brownleaf, Aberdeen Southern Road, Rusty Pifford, and Merston Close, and Foxway Chooky Road, and Mylog Road, and Gardens, and Rowan Close, and Process of Etcheway Sites, because of the Lodge, the Rise, and Monarch's View, and Hillcroft, and Southern Close, and Delphin, and Westway Gardens, and Close, and Avery, and Nursery Close, and Oakton Crescent, and Rise, and Way Avenue Gardens, and Close, Graham, and Stanley Avenue, Christery, Seftus, Reaches, and Fox Sanders Road, and Beecham College Close, and Heathfield Drive, and Crescent, and Graham Crescent, and Close, and New England, Thornhill, and Overdown Rise, and Goes, and Rich Close, and Tully, and Winfrey Drive, and Winfrey Close, and Thorn Way, and Bush Farm Drive, and Thornbush Crescent, Juniper Sheep, and Hazel Tick, Sycamore, Bush Cottage, and Jarvis, and Warrior Close, and Father Ron Crestway, and Villas, and Emerald Ford, and Forge, and Flint, and New Barn Close, and Hangleton Lane, Dean Odds, and Close, and Fabway, Chap, Shafton Crescent, and Mill Lane, Deacon's Drive, Mill, Valerie, and Hannon, and Close, and Becker's Soda, Wellington Gardens, and Ford, and Drive, Fairfield Gardens, and Highland Soda, and Park, Horizon, Romany Hayes, and Bedford Close, and Bedford Way, and Crescent, and Hillside, and Lox Hill, and Crescent, and South Street, and Manor Road, and Easter Way, and Jarford, and San Marys, and Village Close, and Highways, and High Street, and Close, and Jove Road, Windlesham Close and Applesham Way and Mavis Avenue, Maplehurst Road and New Timber Drive, and North Road and Close and the Crossway and North Lane, Croft Drive, Hawthorne Way and Farm Close and Downsview and South Down Road and Valley Road and Drove Crescent, Stoner Road and Wickhurst Road and Rise and Stoner and Wickhurst and Hill Bank Close and Henge and Club Way, Batcher, Breckenborough, Belford Close and Language Drive and Shepherd Way and the Park and Constable Close and Hamilton Drive and Hamilton Close and Hinghamton Links Road and Way and Valley Drive and Gardens and Close. And Devview Gardens and Devview and Close, and the Greenleys and Fairway Close, Westway, Kingston Close, Summerley Road, Legion Avenue, Northeast Drive and Close, and Shevin Road and Way and Close, and Spencer Avenue, the Dean, and Poplar Avenue and Close, and Barnett Way, and Buckley Chichester Stonecroft Close, and Honeycroft and Broadway Avenue and Lynch's Crescent, Warren Road, Manus Close to Downcount's Close Northfield Rise, and Meds Avenue and Downsview, Meds and Pipers Close to Westerway and Meadow and Hangington Manor Close and St. Helens Drive and Crescent. And Havergrove Way and Harmsworth Crescent and Northeast Gardens and Park Rise and Loch Hill and Emberley Drive, Sunningley Avenue, Sunningham, Storrington and Thornhill and Park Close and Applesham Way, Applesham Way and Ashings Way, Applesham Avenue and Ashings Way and Haback Avenue, Babbage Road and Mitchers Walk and Natalie Finland Close and the Bramble Reading, Standing and Clark Avenue, Hetfield Way and Ponies down and Crescent and Clayton Way and Fellowfield, Medbrook Crescent, Fellowfield and Tudors Close and Holmes Avenue, Windmill, St. Peter's Close and Coffin Road, Neville Close and Place and Gardens and Average and Front Road and Neville Avenue and Road and Godwin, Stapley, Morton, Eggman, Riffy Road and Bellham Crescent and Noble Place and Rowan Avenue, Almtroff, Major Road, the Burnham Avenue, Moyne Close, Marshall Way, Whitfield Avenue, Maple Acacia Avenue and English Close and Crummer and Wild Avenue, Thomas Close and Neville Avenue and Road and Poppy Road, Orchard Road and Avenue and Gardens and Goldsey Crescent and Childfields and Neville Standing Devlin goes Way and Keith goes to 6th Avenue Drive and Woodland Avenue and Drive and Sun Crescent and Close and Queen Mary and Alexandra and Queen Victoria Avenue and Queen Carol and Chelsea Windsor and Woodland Close and Cupton and Edward Elizabeth Avenue and Closes and Cupton and Mill Drive. And Redden and Manor Road, the Morton and Greyfirst Custom Road and the Farmer Close and Shirley, Lord Rigton and Open Road and Lord Close and Redden Drive, Kelly, Aldrington Road and the Paddock and Stanford Close and Huffolk Road and Way and Huffolk Road and Gardens and Way and Bishop's Road and Jove Way the Jove and Redden Drive, Kelly, Aldrington Road and the Paddock and Stanford Close and Mallory and Onslow Road, Shannon Drive, Shannon Avenue, Wiltraff Avenue, Churchcliffe Road, Tongue Avenue Road and Yorklands and Dyke Close and Hebrow and Drive and down Sunny Dean Way and the Spinney and Tongue Place, Sheffield Drive and Ash Close, Berryfield Drive and Woodlands and the Green and Elm and Tongdean and Meadow Close and Porter Road, Student Place and Avenue and Coventry and Exeter and Brighton Street and Stafford, Chatsworth, Boxton, Lancaster, Hamilton, Upper Hamilton Road and Highcliffe Villas and Stamford Road and Wincombe, Regan and Compton and Millers Road and Inwood Crescent and Robertson, Hampstead, Scarborough and Kingsley Road and Woodside Avenue and Tivoli Crescent and North and Malden and Matlock Road. Tivoli Crescent and North and Tivoli Road and Place and Malden and Matlock Road and Withdean Avenue and Road and Close and Blackdown Close and Hazelden, the Beaches and Dyker Place and Tongdean Rise and Tongdean Wayland Avenue and Heights and Tongdean Rise and Tongdean Lane and Rise and Shepherd's Croft And Decker Drive and Lovers Walk and Granger, Rookery Close and South Road and Mews and Middle and North Home, Lovers and Camden Road and Drive and Clement Tabberson Road and Station Road and Withing Miles and Court Avenue, Settlers Gardens, Leos Cart Road and Calvin Place and Absdale Avenue and Towergate and Edmonton Avenue, South Road and Mews and Avenue and Cleveland Road, Chester Terrace, Woodcroft and Haverlock Road and Beaconsfield, Billiston Road and Preston Park and Stanford Avenue and Preston Jove and Lucerne, Assembly, St Andrews, Grantham, Rugby, Florence, Springfield, Belfast, Mount Lowthal, Ruby's Gone Harbour, Dover, Asher, St. Hythe Road and Loader Place, Beacon Hill, Hollenberry Copse and Severn Park, Fire Road and Crescent and Wook and Close and Hammington Road and Villas and Bevan and Noy Road, Comagons, Claflin Close and Valley Road and Driving Gardens and Close and Lane, Walnut, Hurley, Frocroft, Oak Close and within the Severn and Crescent, Draxton and String Away, Draxton and Somerton, Holt and Madbury and Poplar Close and Withyham, Fairley Gardens and she was for a few towers and pubs, Folly and Hollingdean Lane, Hollingdean and Upper Hollingdean Road and Florence Place, Ditching Gardens and Place and Hollingberry and Rodale Road and David Jover and Horton Road and Hollingberry, Tabberson Park Avenue, Crescent Place and Adams Close and Stanba, Villiston Park Avenue Street and Hollingdean Tabberson Street and Dudley Hatford and Barnet Road and Quarrybanger and Hamilton Place and Hollingberry Rise and West and Golf Drive and Bussex and Hatton Road and Brentwood Road and Crescent and Close and Shenfield Way and Lynch's Close and Walking Down and the crossroad the link where the Crescent Beer Crescent and the crossroad the link where the Crescent Beer Crescent Stevens Road and Roundfields and Marvin and Rumsey Melrose House and Hinton Wickman Dungeon Major Tinder Close and Southmont Beverly Crescent Thompson Road Lipica Priest Close and Crestman Way Uplands Road and Wolverton Drive and Lemon Road and Close and Edgefield Road and Tavistock down Barry Hill and Close and Village Way Farmer House and Sports Centre on the Centre Road, no South Road, Southern Ring Road, Artsbola, Sill, and Library Biology Road, and Refectory, Norwich, Lancaster, and Park Village Road, and Sunners Parkfield Road, and shortcut. Otherwise, the camera shuts down by itself. Bear, Riley, U.S. Maffica, Kimberley, Ladysmith, Bannon and Baberdeen, Cooman, Miller, Dewey, Redbuswell, and Espin, and Natal Road, and Southern Carlisle Avenue, Catford Road and Close, and Crayford and Eastbourne Road, and Junction Drive, and Barling Close, and Wellington Road, Manor View, Tentry Road, Fitzhaber Drive, and Martha Gunn Road, Robin Davis, Dennis Hopton, and Martha Gunn Road, Borough King, and Dennis Hopton and Robert Davis Close, and the Avenue Highway and Manton Road, and Hillside and the Crescent and Coburn Road, and Beverly Crescent and Whitcomb Way, and Atom Maria Beach Grove and Hotchef Road and Lane and Borfitson Road, and Westgate, Eastergate Road and Buckham, Newark, Jaley Road and Ringmer Road and Close and Drive, and Greenways, Opening Road and Close, and the Vale of Riders Bar, Cottages and Wood and Walk and London Railway, Drive and Close, and Martin Long Close and Longer Road, Beacon Hill, Ainsworth Avenue, Ainsworth and Dower Close, and Eel Drive, Allen Crescent, and Ely Crescent, and Rowan Way, Newman Road, Cold Farm Road, Cotter Close, Meadow Close, Wilkes Close, the Road Centers and Burnsville, and Challenge User Farmer Road, and the Green and High and West Street, Park Road and Crescent, Neville, Stanning Road, Sheep Walk and Newlands Road, and Snowbirds Med, and Jaley and Cranley Avenue, and White Way Lane, and Dean Code, well, Lusters and Westman and Gorham Road, Basil, Lusters, Wellsmere, and Deancourt Road, and Gorham Avenue, and Close and North Three Rise, and Roy's Close and North Three Rise, and Northgate Close, and Challenge Museum, Victory Terrace, and Webber Lane and Victory Towers, and Little Grand Crescent and the Park and Mummy No Road, and Sutton Park Road, and Amsterdam Ring Close, and Amsterdam Chichester Drive, East and West, and Gladman Avenue, and Little Grand Crescent and the Park, and Lenham Road, West and East, and Lenham, Ashdown, Westmeston, Chorley, and Farmer Avenue, Lenfield, and Luster's Close, and Luster's Vale, and Crescent, and Bishopson Drive, and Chamberlain Avenue School, and Chilting Away, Chilting Avenue, Hawthorne Close, and Humans Liverpool Street, and Saxon Close, Winton Avenue, Pembury Hill, Richfield Avenue, and Salting Vale, Glynde Avenue, and Mount Choff, and Heathfield Avenue, Arlington Gardens, and Hempstead and Berwick Road and Hill Grove and Vale Road and Edward Hisham, Stanmore Avenue, Westwood Avenue, North and South, and Rise and Cooper and Rise, and it was one close, and Greenbank's Wickness Oaks, Beverly, Brighton, Shepherd, Lynchway, with him, Natalie, Humbush and Longshaven, and Sue's Way, and Plymouth Avenue, Fitzgerald, and that with Chris and Dodge Close, Gilson and Tokes Close, and Uplower Beverly Avenue, and Heathhill Avenue, Oakleigh and the Hyde, and Homey Totten and Chapman Road, and Taunton Way, Lotte Rise, and Chapman and Durham Close, Norwich and Bowden Avenue, and Kenilworth Close, and Hogshead and Norwich Brentford and Bowden Close, and Marmor Crescent and Close, and Mill Road at Alfred Avenue, and Valley Drive and Close, and Capstan Avenue, Hillside Way, and Hilltop and the Heights, Wethendove and Hilltop and the Heights, and Glenrise and Close, and Greenridge, and Red Hill Drive and Close, and Colebrook Hill Brow, and Croft Road, and Levi Barn, Rosebank, Sesburn, Highbank, and Copesill, Fanwood Rise, and Bracken Drive, Westside Deans, and Downside, and the Windmill Drive, and Mill and Fairview Rise, and Hill Crest, and McCroft and Westing Drive, and Brangman Drive, Brangman Crescent, and Avenue Drive, and Way, and the Close, and the Deanway, and Tonkin Lane, and Cotton Avenue, and Crowhurst Road, Wayburn and Womden Avenue, and Whitfield and Upper Whitfield Avenue, Carroll Close, and Bratchdene, and Graham and Dale Avenue, and Old Farm Road, Old Mill Close, and Woodland Way, and Old London Road, Woodlands and South, and Ottery Park and Brompton Close, and Grange Way, Patrick Grange Walk, and Ridside Avenue, Old Mill Close, and Overhill Way, and Drive, and Gardens, and Highview Avenue, North and South, and Way and Road, and Womden and Vale Avenue, Churchill Village, the Village Barn, and Ashley and Court Close, and Ladysmire Road and Close, and Brightside, Mackey, Plainfields, and Bahar Creek and Selwys, Hence, Sunny Hills, Heston, Barrow, Bang, and Thorn, and Camelglen, Espring, and Lomond Avenue, and the Deeside East Way Close, and Whitman Avenue, Longfield Way, and Beechwood Avenue Close, and Somerton Close, and Westfield Close, Northfield Road, Eastgate, Crescent, and Limits of Hartfield Avenue, and Cockmere Way, and Cotton Hill, and Furnace and Rutherford Crescent, Kimmer Road, Boxes Rise, and Hurst Hill, Furnace, Rutherford, Youngsy, Chelwood Close, and Orchard View, and Bramble Way, and Eldon, the Ditch, and Crescent, and Denton Drive, Bushgrove Crescent, Warner Rose, Rossington Road, and Crabtree and County York Avenue, and Wilmington Way, and Parade, and Close, and Church Close, and Mayfield Greenfield Highfield, and Westwood Crescent, and Mayfield Greenfield Closes, and Dale, Womden Way and Close, and Dale Drive and Crescent, and Sunny Avenue Close, and Sunny Avenue Close, and County Crescent, Connors Gallus Close, and Dawson Drive, Portfield Avenue, Singer Tangma Habits and Wooken Road, and Metis Rise and Petworth Road, and Buttercup and Oberwog, and Wentworth View, and Colding, and Forester and Russia Road, and Close, and Woman Place, and Park Road, and Close, and Ridgeview, Middlesbrough, Only Crest, and Water Ring, Ashburn Drive, and Close, the Bibles, Rounders, Highfield, the Meds, Sanders, and Reeves, and Woozy, Trolley, Hawkers Road, and BT Avenue, Kenwoods, and Salem Drive, and Close, and Rossford Road, and Hagen Avenue, Woodland Avenue, the Charltons, the Stenny, Woodwick Close, and Nansen Road, and Tablet Crescent, and Ingham Drive, and Trafford Road, and Close, and Monk Close, and Badger Way, Chaffin Close, and Franford Creek, Chelsea Close, and Goodwood Way, and Barton Road, Silverview Drive, Whitfield, Salmon Drive, and Hannibal and Stone Cross, and Appledore, Churchgood Road, and Fritzson, and Tonington Close, and Ashurst Road, and Ringmer Road, and Ringmer Drive, and Ashurst Road, and Luke of Ashkin Road, and Close. And that's it.